Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about something you probably haven't thought much about since you were a kid, the school locker. A company is completely rethinking this simple object, and their goal is to solve some really old problems for schools, students, and parents.
So let's just start with a big, kind of crazy question. What if you could fix a massive, ongoing headache for schools and it wouldn't cost them a single penny? Yeah, I know it sounds a little too good to be true, right? So let's dig in and see how it's even possible. So the company behind this idea is called Lockerspace, and they've come up with what they call a win-win solution that's designed to make life easier for pretty much everyone involved. Let's take a look at how they pull it off.
Okay, so before we can really get why the solution is so clever, we've got to talk about the problem. And honestly, it's a problem most of us know all too well. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane.
Do you remember it? That mad dash between classes, the slamming doors, frantically digging through your bag for a key you just know you had a second ago, or trying to remember that combination you set way back in September. It was just a universal part of going to school, wasn't it?
You know, the thing is, it wasn't just a headache for students. For the school staff, it was a total nightmare. While we were worried about lost keys and forgotten codes, they were dealing with a huge administrative burden, from security issues and spare keys to the crazy high costs of fixing and replacing them.
All right, so that's the old way. How is Lockerspace fixing these ancient problems? Well, they've got a really simple, modern solution.
It really boils down to this simple idea. Lockerspace brings in the lockers. They manage them, they maintain them, and all the school has to do is, well, find a wall to put them on.
So this whole system is built to help everybody. The school gets a completely managed service, and it doesn't cost them a dime. But wait, how does Lockerspace make money then? Well, that's where parents and students come in. They pay a small annual fee to rent a secure locker, and that fee is what powers the whole service.
Okay, so how does it actually work for a student who wants a locker? The whole process is designed to be super simple.
It's literally just 3 steps. You book it online, you get a code, and you're in. That's it. And think about what that means. The school office is completely cut out of the loop. No more handling cash, no more filling out forms, and definitely no more lost keys to deal with.
So, step 1, everything happens online. A parent or a student just hops on the secure Lockerspace website, books their locker for the year, and pays right there. You can see how this just lifts all that admin work and cost right off the school's shoulders from the get-go.
And as soon as that booking goes through, boom, a unique 4-digit code gets sent out automatically by text and email. And get this, if a student forgets their code, they don't have to go find a teacher. They can just recover it themselves right on the website. So easy. The lock itself is the real game changer here. It's totally keyless. A student punches in their code, opens it up, and when they close the door, the dials automatically scramble themselves. What does that mean? No more lost keys for students, and this is a big one for the school, no more calling in a locksmith or getting out the bolt cutters. But this doesn't mean the school is left in the dark. Not at all. Designated staff get their own admin login to the system. They can see live data on which lockers are being used, and if there's a real emergency, they can look up a student's code. They have all the control they need without any of the daily hassle. So you can see how this system is really designed to benefit everybody involved. Let's break down exactly what each side gets out of the deal. Yeah, just look at this breakdown. For schools, the big headline is zero cost. Plus, free installation, free maintenance, and they get to ditch all that admin hassle. For parents and students, they get a secure spot for their stuff for a low annual fee with super convenient keyless access. It really is a win-win.
Okay, but a system like this is only as good as the service behind it, right? You've got to be able to trust it. So let's look at the support and all the nitty-gritty details that make the whole thing work.
And a huge part of building that trust comes from being upfront about the price. Lockerspace makes a direct promise that the annual rental fee they agree on with the school is set in stone. That means no surprise price hikes for families down the road, which is a big deal. And for the schools, it truly is a hands-off service. I mean, look at this list. Lockerspace handles everything, from coming out to measure the space, to installing the lockers on weekends so they don't disrupt classes, all the way to annual deep cleaning and ongoing maintenance. They even handle and pay for emergency callouts. The school doesn't have to lift a finger. And we're not talking about flimsy, old-school lockers here. These are high-quality steel units. Schools can even pick different sizes and colors to match their hallways. And I love this little detail. They offer sloping tops, which is such a smart way to stop kids from piling junk on top of them. Keeps everything looking tidy.
And of course, in a school environment, safety is everything. You can't just have anyone wandering around. So, to make sure everyone's safe, every single person on their installation and service team is professionally vetted and has to pass a DBS check. That's the UK's standard background check for anyone working with children.
So, if any schools or institutions are listening and think this sounds interesting, here's how you can get in touch with them to find out more.
And that really leaves us with one final thought to chew on. By taking away a small but constant source of stress for both staff and students, could a simple, zero-hassle locker system actually change the whole vibe of a school's day-to-day life? It's a pretty powerful idea when you think about it.